You're stocking up, be aware that you may have to share with other people because it's a whole new paradigm that we're in, and we want to be able to focus on there being abundance and not scarcity, even if we are experiencing sort of a stranglehold of scarcity in our own little local part of this world. Don't buy into it. It's just that too is also an illusion. It's the way they're working to make you believe that we're in a lot of trouble. So we're going to have to learn how to use our own resources within our own powers of our own mind. And so, and one of the basic things that I see that everyone probably needs to brush up or learn about is the law of attraction, because that is the law of creation. And we create our experiences, and we also have the power to attract the things that we need to make our experiences more desirable, pleasurable, more pleasant, so whatever you're focusing on is pretty much the experience that you get. And most of the time we find ourselves focusing on all the problems because we're getting hit with so many problems. So we really need to have an effort to learn about how to attract the things that we need to come into our lives, so that we have tools when the problems come in, and resources to sustain us while we move into this new transformation of the way the world is going to be working. So meantime, we're in between two worlds, and walking in between two worlds can be a pretty confusing thing. And so that's why you have to be like totally awake and aware, because you got to know when you have to react in one world, like our three-dimensional world. If you see water on sale and you have a few dollars, collect the water, bring it home, save it. You may need it if you can do it. If you can't, don't stress about it. Someone else is doing it, and you'll be connecting to that because you'll be opening up your consciousness to this whole new frequency, this whole new vibration, where intelligence flows through you. And this is the revolution. That's the real revolution of what's going on. We're not going to fight back whatever evil plot or things these gangs are doing, these gangsters, these banksters, whatever it is, that's going on out there. Could be ETs, reptilians, the power that we have is so tremendous that they fear us. And they want us to fear them because they don't know about love so much as they feed off of that fear. And we were just watching some pretty strange videos about these reptilians, and not 100% sure this is exactly true, but there are beings out there, and we know that they don't even have to be off planet, just on our own planet, that are so demented and so possessed that they feed off of pain and fear. And that was the whole thing when you see wars and Hitler and all that regime there. This people feed off of that, and because they don't have any of their own energy, there's no light, so it's like the black hole. They're feeding off of that. And what we need to do is keep our light and our love and our hearts open, so that they can't have a power over us, and we won't fall into fear, because we'll understand just what their abilities are, what their powers really are. And so here we're in between two worlds. At one point, we have to play the system a little bit so that we can sustain ourselves, because we have flesh and bones and bodies. We need food, clothing, and shelter, and that kind of thing. But then we're forming our minds into focusing on the new world that we want to receive, the new world, the new experiences that we want to have. And they're all about love and sharing and abundance and free energy and anything else that we can imagine that would be blessing everyone and not just taking for ourselves. We do have lots of different forums out there. I know if you look under light workers or light beings, you'll probably find a lot of different forums. We encourage you to really check all that stuff out, because you may click with something and feel that you have to be someplace or do whatever it is individually. It's all going to be up to you if you have understood the power of the intelligence that you have inside of you.
Yeah, and I got an excellent idea for the new website when it's released. I'm going to have a group meditation page on the website dedicated to getting a group of us together and, you know, joint venturing with other group meditators and get this group as large as we possibly can. Because David Wilcock was sharing an experiment that was done, documented, that like 1,000 people got together and meditated like in the same like physical flesh place, not just from everywhere, but all got together and meditated. And they changed dirty, polluted, stagnated water into fresh, crystallized, you know, pure H2O that was, you know, crystal clean, just from meditating. So that's the power of the human consciousness and the collective consciousness just from coming together. So I figure we start a meditation thing. We do like a meditation at least, you know, once a day or at least a few times a week. Then once that number grows, I mean, we could have 20, 50,000 people all doing this meditation. We could have some sort of seminar, get together and just do a huge meditation, maybe envisioning the light, you know, overcoming the earth and shifting the consciousness. There's so much that we could do, and I could guarantee you the world elite fear that. They understand the conscious field and what, you know, has been suppressed from, you know, the mass public. And you know, this is how we change. This is how we could change everything. It's the collective consciousness coming together and shifting. Mm-hmm. So it's very powerful.
And, you know, we're all in different time zones being all around the world. So this might be a visual that goes on 24 hours a day that we would know that somebody has groups of people are holding our planet in light at one time or another so that we can't, there's a force around us that can't be penetrated by the darkness and the things that are out there, that things will just fall away, that they just won't work. Not in the field of this collective meditative state that people will consciously be working one by one individually and then collectively as a group. So you don't even know. You may be meditating and it's 5 o'clock in the morning and there's people in Africa or wherever meditating at the same time, and this is your little place, time that you have to spend adding your energy to fortify the Earth's healing and protection with all its light, and just focusing on that, the growing and becoming of all of that you can be inside of an earth that's becoming all that it can be. We don't have to worry about how to counteract the evil plots or the deeds or, you know, what's going on. That will automatically take care of itself. So we're like stepping out of, this is this new way of being. We're stepping out of like the mind, trying to figure out, okay, this is that, this is that. The only thing the mind needs to think about is we need to connect, and it needs to be silent, and it needs to have the higher self come forward and connect with all the higher selves and the light beings and all that energy that's out there that is moving in this vibration. It's moving anyway, but we want to have a more pleasurable, the most pleasurable, easiest, blessed transition that we possibly can. Why not? We can envision it. We don't have to go through revelation and all fire, hell, and brimstone to get us to on the same path. Both roads will lead you there, but we have a choice. And right before we jump